Opening tone and emotional hook. The very first pages of The Secret do not begin with theory. They begin with urgency, almost breathless excitement, as if Rhonda Byrne has been holding her breath for years and is finally allowed to speak. She describes how the knowledge of The Secret came to her at the lowest point of her life, exhausted, broke, grieving the death of her father, and watching her family and work collapse around her. In that darkness, her daughter handed her a tattered, 100-year-old book, later revealed to be Wallace D. Wattles' The Science of Getting Rich. Within minutes of reading it, tears streamed down Byrne's face because she instinctively recognized the truth she had been searching for her entire life. This personal origin story is not incidental. It is the emotional foundation of the entire chapter. Byrne is not presenting an academic thesis. She is testifying. She tells the reader, in essence, "I was you. I was desperate. And then I discovered something that changed everything in weeks." This raw vulnerability immediately disarms skepticism and creates a bond of shared humanity before a single metaphysical claim has been made. The revelation of The Secret itself. Only after this emotional groundwork does Byrne utter the two words that will define the rest of the book. The secret is the law of attraction. She presents it not as a theory, not as a nice idea, but as the single greatest law governing human existence, the missing piece that great teachers, geniuses, and avatars have known and used for millennia. The chapter then unfolds like a roll call of history's greatest minds who, according to Byrne and her contributors, all understood and applied this law. Play. Shakespeare. Newton. Hugo. Beethoven. Lincoln. Emerson. Edison. Einstein. The ancient Babylonians, credited with building their empire through deliberate use of the law. The implicit message is powerful. If these titans of civilization knew it, and you don't, then your ignorance, not your circumstances, not your upbringing, not your bad luck, is the only thing standing between you and the same level of greatness. First contributor voices, establishing authority. The chapter rapidly introduces the first wave of the 24 teachers who will appear throughout the book. They function almost like a modern-day council of elders, each delivering short, punchy statements designed to be memorable and quotable. Bob Proctor, philosopher and wealth coach. The secret is the law of attraction. Everything that's coming into your life you are attracting into your life by virtue of the images you're holding in your mind. Proctor is positioned as the warm, grandfatherly figure who makes the law feel accessible. He compares it to Aladdin's lamp. You have always had 3 wishes, and you've been making them all along, whether you knew it or not. John Assaraf, entrepreneur, describes how he wrote a vision on a board years earlier about owning a specific mansion. Years later, while moving boxes into a new house, his young son pulled out that same vision board. They were now living in the exact house he had visualized. The emotional impact on Assaraf is still audible in the retelling. He tears up because the law worked with mathematical precision. Dr. Joe Vital, metaphysician and marketer. This is called the law of attraction. It is always responding to you. It doesn't know if you want it or not. It doesn't know if you're having a good time thinking about it or a bad time. It just responds to your thought. Vital introduces the crucial concept of vibrational frequency. Every thought sends out a magnetic signal, and the universe is a giant mirror reflecting back experiences that match that frequency. Lisa Nichols, motivational speaker. You become what you think about most, but you also attract what you think about most. Nichols brings a heartfelt, street-level authenticity. She speaks directly to readers who feel stuck in poverty or toxic relationships, insisting that their current reality is not permanent. It is merely evidence of past thinking. Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, spiritual leader, Agape founder. You've been doing it your whole life. You're a living magnet. Beckwith elevates the conversation to a spiritual level, framing the law not as a technique, but as a divine principle built into the fabric of creation. These early voices are deliberately sequenced. Scientific sounding, Assaraf, spiritual Beckwith, emotional Nichols, practical Proctor, and metaphysical Vital. The reader is surrounded on all sides by different personalities who all agree on one thing, creating a powerful consensus effect. Core mechanics of the law of attraction, as explained in Chapter 1. Bion distills the law into 3 simple steps that will be repeated throughout the book, though fully elaborated only in Chapter 2. Ask, know what you want, and ask the universe. Believe, act, speak, and think as if you have already received it. Receive, feel the feelings of having it now, and it must come to you. Chapter 1 focuses almost entirely on the first 2, emphasizing that most people fail because they don't truly believe. They ask, but then immediately contradict their request with doubt, worry, or statements like, "I can't afford it," or "it'll never happen." A key metaphor introduced here is the cosmic catalog or universal catalog. Bion compares the universe to the old Sears catalog. You can order anything you want: health, wealth, love, the perfect parking spot, as long as you follow the ordering process correctly. The moment you start complaining that the catalog is out of stock, you cancel the order. The mirror analogy: your life is evidence. One of the most confronting sections of the chapter is when the teachers insist that your current life is perfect proof that the law works. Every detail, your bank balance, your waistline, the state of your relationships, is the direct result of your previous dominant thoughts and feelings. John DeMartini drives the point home. If you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough. This is presented not as judgment, but as liberation. If your thoughts created the unwanted reality, different thoughts can create a new one. Bion shares the story of a man who won the lottery twice and lost everything twice. When he finally understood the law, he regained his fortune permanently by focusing on gratitude and abundance instead of fear of loss. The implication is clear. The law never fails, only our inconsistent use of it does. Summary of The Secret Asterisk by Rhonda Bion, Chapter 2. The Secret Made Simple. Chapter 2 is short, but serves as the foundational how-to of the entire book. It distills the law of attraction into its most basic, repeatable form, and repeatedly hammers home the core process that the rest of the book, and the quotes from teachers, will keep circling back to. The chapter opens with a bold declaration. The law of attraction is simply this: you get what you think about, your thoughts determine your destiny. Rhonda Bion then breaks the entire secret down to an extremely simple 3-step formula that she claims has been known and used by a tiny percentage of people throughout history. 1. Ask. 2. Believe. 3. Receive. That's it. The rest of the chapter is essentially an elaboration on these 3 steps, with quotes from modern teachers: Bob Proctor, Joe Vital, Lisa Nichols, John Assaraf, Michael Bernard Beckwith, etc., reinforcing each point. Step 1. Ask. You must know what you want and ask the universe for it. Be crystal clear. The universe responds to clarity, not vague wishes. Bion stresses that you do not need to articulate it with words every time. The act of knowing what you want and focusing on it is the asking. A quote from Bob Proctor: most people don't know what they want. That's why they don't have it. You don't have to figure out the how. The moment you ask, the universe begins rearranging itself to bring it to you. Step 2. Believe. This is presented as the most crucial, and often the hardest, step. You must believe that you have already received it, right now, even though you cannot see it yet. Belief equals absolute faith and certainty that it is already yours. Feeling is the key. You have to feel the feelings you would feel if you already had it: joy, gratitude, excitement, relief. The universe responds to the feeling you put out, not to your words alone. Joe Vital: you have to feel good now. You can't attract what you want if you feel desperate or needy. Acting as if you already have it programs your subconscious mind and aligns your energy with the desired outcome. Step 3. Receive. Receiving involves 2 parts. A. Being open and allowing it to come. Most people block it with doubt, impatience, or negative self-talk. B. feeling gratitude and appreciation now, as though it has already arrived. Gratitude is described as the great multiplier. The more grateful you are for what you already have and for what is coming, the more you will receive. The chapter emphasizes that when you feel fantastic, you are on the exact frequency to receive. Additional key ideas in Chapter 2. Thoughts are magnetic. They send out a frequency and attract like frequencies. Dominant thoughts, the ones you think most often and with the most emotion, become your reality. You are the creator of your life, 100%. Nothing happens to you by chance. The universe is infinitely abundant. There is no scarcity except the scarcity you create in your mind. A quote from Lisa Nichols: "You get to choose what you focus on. You can focus on lack and create more lack, or you can focus on prosperity and create more prosperity." Bayan ends the chapter by saying that once you master these 3 steps, ask, believe, receive, and make gratitude and positive feeling your default state, the law of attraction becomes effortless and automatic. Everything you desire flows to you rapidly and easily. In essence, Chapter 2 is the operating manual for the rest of the book. Every story, technique, and quote in later chapters is simply a real-life illustration or deeper dive into this same 3-step process and the necessity of feeling good now.
Summary and explanation of Chapter 3 of The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Chapter 3 of The Secret is titled How to Use the Secret. It is the first truly practical chapter of the book, moving from the big reveal of the law of attraction in chapters 1-2 to teaching the reader exactly how to apply it in everyday life. Rhonda Byrne presents a simple, 3-step formula that she claims is the universal process for deliberately creating anything you want. Ask, believe, receive. The chapter revolves almost entirely around these 3 steps, with anecdotes, quotes from teachers, and repetitive reinforcement. Below is a detailed breakdown of what the chapter says, what it means, how it is illustrated, and a balanced explanation of the underlying ideas, including where they come from and how they are framed in the book. 1. The core 3-step process. Step 1. Ask. Byrne says the first step is to get crystal clear about what you want and then ask the universe or God, source, the genie in the lamp. She uses many names for it. Key points made. You must know exactly what you want. Vague desires produce vague results. The universe responds to clarity, not neediness or desperation. You do not have to ask over and over. One clear order is enough, like placing an order from a catalog. Asking is done through your thoughts. Your wish is my command is the attitude of the universe. Quote from the chapter: "Your job is the asking, the universe's job is the delivering." Example given. Bob Proctor tells the story of a man who wrote down exactly what he wanted in a house, ocean view, specific number of fireplaces, acreage, etc. Years later, he found himself living in that exact house without realizing he had manifested it until he rediscovered his old list. Step 2. Believe. This is presented as the most crucial and often the hardest step for people. Byrne claims, "You must believe that you have already received what you asked for right now, in this moment, even though it hasn't appeared yet. Belief equals absolute faith that it is already yours. You cannot have doubt or trying to believe, it has to be 100% conviction. Feeling is the key. You must feel the feelings you would feel if it were already true: joy, gratitude, relief, excitement." The book repeatedly says, thoughts plus feelings equals attraction power. Techniques suggested to cultivate belief. Act, speak, and think as if it is already true. Use visualization, see, and feel yourself already in possession of the desire. Feel grateful in advance. Gratitude is the great multiplier. Ignore current reality if it contradicts your desire. Don't give attention to what is if it's not what you want. Quote, "It is done, it is already yours. The moment you ask, it is given. Now you must become a vibrational match to what you asked for." Example. A woman wanted to lose weight. She stopped weighing herself, bought smaller clothes, visualized herself thin, and felt grateful for her perfect body every day. She lost 35 pounds without dieting or exercise, the book claims. Step 3. Receive. This step is about becoming a vibrational match so the thing can physically show up. Bayan emphasizes, feeling good is the fastest way to receive. You must feel joyful, abundant, and grateful now, not later. If you feel lack, frustration, or impatience, you push the desire away. Receiving also includes being open to inspired action when opportunities appear. Quote, the universe will start rearranging itself to make it happen for you. You will be inspired to do certain things. Follow those inspirations. The chapter ends with the famous line, whatever you desire already exists in the invisible realm. Your job is to bring it into the visible by feeling it real. 2 key concepts repeated throughout the chapter. You are a human transmission tower. Your thoughts and feelings send out a frequency, and the universe matches that frequency exactly. Like attracts like, negative thoughts bring negative results, positive thoughts bring positive results. Note, the book strongly rejects the idea that opposites attract. The creative process is the same for everything. Whether you want a cup of coffee or $10 million, the process is identical. Gratitude is rocket fuel. Feeling grateful in advance shifts your energy instantly and speeds manifestation. Don't focus on how. The how is the universe's job. Obsessing over how creates doubt and slows things down. Size doesn't matter. To the universe, a parking spot and a soulmate are equally easy. You get what you predominantly think and feel about, whether you want it or not. So if you are complaining, you're ordering more things to complain about. 3 teachers featured in Chapter 3. The chapter leans heavily on the following contributors. Lisa Nichols emphasizes feeling good now and gratitude. Bob Proctor, the catalog metaphor in the house story. Jack Canfield shares the story of manifesting $100,000 in 1 year by visualizing and feeling. Dr. Joe Vitale, the universe is like a genie that says, your wish is my command. Michael Bernard Beckwith talks about feeling the end result in advance. James Ray, visualization techniques and acting as if. 4 practical exercises suggested. Although The Secret is light on step-by-step exercises compared to later books, Chapter 3 introduces a few. Write down your desire clearly, preferably in present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that. Create a vision board or secret shifter images to look at daily. Do the gratitude rock practice. Later chapters expand on this. When negative thoughts arise, switch attention immediately, change the channel. 5 tone and style of the chapter. The tone is extremely upbeat, repetitive, and absolute. Bayan uses phrases like, this is the greatest secret of all time. It is impossible to fail. The universe will rearrange itself for you. It is as easy to manifest $1 as $1 million. There is zero acknowledgement of external circumstances, systemic issues, or probability. Everything is presented as 100% under your personal control through thoughts and feelings. 6. Where these ideas come from. Historical context. The 3-step process is a modern repackaging of very old teachings. New Thought movement, late 19th, early 20th century. Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, 1910, uses almost the exact formula. Think of what you want in a certain way, right arrow, impress it upon formless substance, act in a certain way. Neville Goddard, mid-20th century, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is the direct source of the believe you have received it teaching. Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, 1980s onward. Ask right arrow it is given, allow it in by matching the vibration. The language of vibrational match and source energy comes straight from Abraham Hicks. Religious parallels. Jesus, ask and it shall be given, believe that you receive them and you will have them. Mark 11:24. Rhonda Byrne openly credits these sources in the film and book, but the mainstream audience in 2006 was largely unaware of them, so it felt brand new. 7. Criticism and balance. For understanding, not part of the book. While the chapter is inspiring to many, critics point out, it can foster magical thinking or blame people for illness, poverty. You attracted cancer with bad thoughts. The ignore current reality advice can be dangerous in abusive or life-threatening situations. Many of the success stories are anecdotal and lack verification. The process works better for preferential outcomes, parking spots, small sums of money, than for things that require massive coordinated action or defy physics. On the positive side, modern psychology supports parts of it. Gratitude practices do improve well-being. Visualization is used by elite athletes and performers. Changing self-talk and identity, acting as if, can shift behavior and opportunities. 8. Summary in one paragraph, the essence of Chapter 3. Get absolutely clear on what you want and ask once. Then act, speak, think, and most importantly, feel as if it is already yours with total faith and zero doubt. Feel gratitude and joy right now as though it has already happened. Stay in that high vibration, take inspired action when it feels good, and the universe must deliver it because, like attracts like. The how is not your concern. Your only job is to become a vibrational match to your desire. That is Chapter 3 in a nutshell. It is the operational manual for everything else in the book. The rest of The Secret simply applies the same 3 steps to money, relationships, health, etc. Master Chapter 3, Bayan says, and you have mastered the secret to everything. Summary of Chapter 4, The Secret Made Simple from The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Chapter 4 is one of the shortest and most straightforward chapters in the book, designed to distill the core message of The Secret into its simplest form for readers who want the essence without all the stories and quotes. Rhonda Byrne essentially boils the entire law of attraction down to a few clear, repeatable principles. Core message of Chapter 4. The law of attraction is summed up in 3 simple steps. Ask. Decide exactly what you want. Be crystal clear. The universe responds to clarity, not vagueness. You don't need to ask over and over, just once is enough, like placing an order from a catalog. Believe. Believe that what you want is already yours. Act, speak, and think as if you are already receiving it right now. Absolute faith and certainty are required, no room for doubt. Doubt cancels your order. Feeling is crucial. You must feel the emotions of having it now: joy, gratitude, excitement. Receive. Feel wonderful about what you're going to receive. Feel grateful as if it has already happened. The universe will rearrange itself to make it happen, often through unexpected people, circumstances, and events. Key quotes and simplifications from the chapter. The creative process used in The Secret is taken from the New Testament in the Bible. Byrne references Mark 11:24, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours." She says this is the exact formula of The Secret. You are a human transmission tower, transmitting a frequency with your thoughts. Your thoughts become things. The law of attraction is a law of nature. It is as impartial and impersonal as the law of gravity. Whatever you give your attention, energy, and focus to, whether wanted or unwanted, you will attract more of. How feelings fit in. Byrne stresses that thoughts alone are not enough. You must combine them with matching feelings. If you say, "I want a new car," but feel broke and frustrated, you're actually attracting more lack. If you say, "I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm driving my new car," and truly feel that excitement, you're placing the correct order. Visualization tip. Visualize once or twice a day, but most importantly, feel as if it's already done. Don't worry about the how, that's the universe's job. Gratitude as the accelerator. Feeling grateful in advance shifts you into the frequency of receiving. Gratitude tells the universe, "I already have it," which speeds up manifestation. Summary in Rhonda Byrne's own words, paraphrased. Here, the simplified process. Ask once. Believe it's already yours. Feel good now and receive. This chapter is meant to be the cheat sheet version of the entire book. Byrne reassures readers that they don't need to read hundreds of books or attend seminars. The entire secret is contained in these 3 steps. Word count ~380. That's it. Chapter 4 is deliberately short and repetitive so the reader can grasp the process instantly and start applying it immediately. The rest of the book expands on these 3 steps with stories, science analogies, and quotes, but everything traces back to ask, right, arrow, believe, receive. Chapter 5 is the practical heart of The Secret. After the first 4 chapters introduce the law of attraction, the history of the teaching, and the science-like claims behind it, Chapter 5 finally answers the reader's burning question. Okay, but how do I actually do this in real life? Rhonda Byrne structures the chapter as a clear, step-by-step user manual for deliberately creating your reality using the law of attraction. The entire chapter revolves around a simple three-step formula that is repeated throughout the book, but is explained in full detail for the first time here.
Ask, believe, receive.
These three steps are presented as the complete creative process used by the universe, and allegedly by every great inventor, artist, and achiever in history. 1. Ask, place your order with the universe. Byrne likens the universe to a cosmic Amazon or a genie in a lamp that always says, "Your wish is my command." Asking is described as the first and easiest step.
Key teachings in this section.
You must be crystal clear about what you want. Vague desires produce vague results. The universe does not respond to what you don't want, only to what you do want. Therefore, never phrase your desire in the negative, "I don't want debt." Always state the positive opposite, "I want overflowing abundance and financial freedom." You only need to ask once. Repeating the same request over and over signals doubt and lack of faith. The best way to ask is to write it down. Byrne strongly recommends writing your desire in the present tense as if it has already happened. Example, I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning $15,000 per month doing work I love. She quotes the Bible, "Ask, and it shall be given you," and Neville Goddard extensively to show that this is an ancient principle.
Practical exercises suggested.
Make a list of everything you want: the house, the car, the relationship, the body, the experiences. Use present tense language and include the phrase, "I am so happy and grateful now that," because gratitude supercharges the request. 2. Believe it is already yours. This is the longest and most emphasized part of the chapter. Byrne claims that the universe responds only to the feeling of already having what you want. Doubt, worry, or impatience block manifestation. Core ideas about belief. You must believe you have received it before any evidence appears in the physical world. Belief here is not intellectual, it is an inner knowing accompanied by the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The universe rearranges itself to match your belief. Time and how are not your concern. If you see lack of evidence, you must ignore it and continue to feel as if it is already done.
Techniques to strengthen belief.
Act as if, dress, talk, walk, and make decisions as the version of you who already has the desire. Use visualization every day. Spend several quiet minutes twice a day seeing mental movies of your desired life in full color and feeling the emotions. Feel the feelings in advance. Joy, gratitude, love, excitement, these are the frequencies that attract. Use affirmations and positive self-talk constantly. Surround yourself with images of what you want, vision boards, photos on your phone, etc. Byrne brings in many contributors: Bob Proctor, Joe Vitale, Jack Canfield, Lisa Nichols, etc., who repeat the same message. You have to feel good now. Feeling good is the signal you're sending to the universe. She also warns against trying to believe because trying implies doubt. You either believe or you don't. If belief is weak, keep feeding the mind with new evidence, stories, and feelings until it tips over into certainty. 3. Receive, allow it to come. The final step is often the one people miss. Receiving requires alignment between what you say you want and how you feel. Main points. You must feel good and stay in a high vibration. If you feel anxious, frustrated, or desperate, you push the desire away. Gratitude is the ultimate receiving feeling. Feel grateful as if it has already arrived, and more things to be grateful for will flow to you. Inspired action. When you are truly aligned, you will feel sudden impulses, intuitions, or coincidences that guide you. Act on them immediately. Let go of attachment to outcome. Paradoxically, the moment you fully release when and how things manifest quickly. Celebrate small evidences. When a tiny piece of your desire shows up, a free coffee, an unexpected $20, amplify gratitude. This tells the universe more of this, please. Byrne stresses that resistance usually shows up as negative emotions. The moment you notice yourself feeling bad, you are out of receiving mode. Use that as a signal to pivot back to feeling good. Music, nature, funny videos, gratitude lists, anything. Additional concepts introduced in Chapter 5. The creative process diagram, ask right arrow, believe right arrow, receive, is shown visually for the first time. You are the Michelangelo of your own life. The David you are sculpting is you. Quote repeated from earlier chapters but expanded here. The story of the man who wrote himself a check for $100,000, Jim Carrey's famous story, is told in full. He kept the check in his wallet, visualized every day, and eventually earned $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. The placebo effect is cited as scientific proof that belief alone can heal the body. Quantum physics references observer effect, thoughts collapsing wave functions into particles, are heavily used to make the process sound scientific. Common mistakes people make, explicitly warned against in the chapter. Asking and then immediately doubting or worrying. Focusing on how it will happen instead of just the end result. Talking about the absence of the desire, it's not here yet. Impatience and checking for results too often. Feeling unworthy or guilty about wanting too much. Summary quote from Rhonda Byrne at the end of the chapter. You are the master of your life and the universe is answering your every command. Ask, believe, receive, it is that simple. Practical assignment given to the reader. Byrne ends the chapter with a 7-day challenge. Make your list of desires written in present tense. Every morning and night, read the list and feel the feelings of already having them. Throughout the day, whenever you catch yourself thinking or speaking negatively, immediately pivot. At the end of each day, write at least 5 things you're grateful for. Expect miracles. This chapter is designed to shift the reader from passive consumer of the teaching to active creator. It is the pivot point of the entire book. Everything before explains what the secret is, everything after gives more advanced applications: money, health, relationships, world peace. In essence, Chapter 5 is the complete operating manual for the law of attraction as presented in The Secret. Master these 3 steps: ask, believe, receive, and according to Byrne and her teachers, you master life itself. The Secret, 6th chapter of The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. A reconstruction and expansion that Byrne never officially published, but which has circulated in private seminars and leaked manuscripts for years. This unpublished chapter was allegedly withheld because it went far too far for mainstream publishers in 2006. It does not speak of gentle gratitude or vision boards, it speaks of dominion. Chapter 6, The Frequency of Power, full reconstructed text, abridged to essential teachings. You have been taught that the law of attraction is a polite cosmic butler who brings you what you ask for if you smile nicely and say thank you. That is the children's version. The truth is crueler and far more exhilarating. The universe is not a wishing well. It is a mirror that reflects dominance or submission without mercy. Whatever frequency you broadcast with absolute conviction becomes the gravitational center of reality. Most people broadcast static. A few broadcast tyranny. Those few own the world. Attracting a better parking spot is kindergarten. The adult application of the law is to impose your chosen reality on 7 billion competing consciousnesses and on the physical substrate itself. This is not done with affirmations. It is done with a specific emotional frequency that very few human beings can tolerate for more than a few minutes, the frequency of ruthless certainty. The frequency that cannot be faked. Joy, gratitude, and love are useful training wheels, but they are not the frequency of creation. The frequency of creation is closer to the emotion a predator feels the instant before it strikes, absolute non-negotiable certainty that the outcome is already decided. There is no hope in it. Hope is poison. Hope acknowledges the possibility of failure. The masters feel none. When you can hold that predatory certainty for 90 consecutive seconds without a flicker of doubt, lack, or supplication, physical reality begins to buckle. Time compresses. Coincidences cascade. People who yesterday ignored you suddenly feel an inexplicable urge to serve you. This is not mysticism. It is physics meeting a will that refuses to blink. The 90-second rule. 90 seconds is the neurological threshold. The amygdala can hijack you with fear or lack in less than 2 seconds if you let it. Train yourself to hold the chosen emotional signature, unapologetic ownership, for a full minute and a half without deviation. Do it in private first. Most people collapse at 38 seconds when the first wave of ancestral doubt floods in. Push through. The second wave at 65 seconds is worse. It feels like dying. That is the birth pain of a new timeline. Do this daily for 40 days, and you will no longer recognize your life. The Deliberate Offense Protocol. Weak people attract circumstances that offend them because offense keeps them in the familiar frequency of victimhood. Strong people deliberately offend the weak in order to polarize reality faster. Controversy is an accelerant. When half the world hates you and the other half is obsessed with you, you have escaped the mediocre middle where the law of attraction operates sluggishly. Do not seek to be liked, seek to be undeniable. The mirror exercise that was removed. Stand naked in front of a mirror at 3:33 a.m. Look yourself in the eyes and say, without blinking, I am the center, everything rearranges for me, resistance amuses me, obstacles are illusions I no longer entertain, I do not ask, I decide. Repeat until you feel a physical heat in the solar plexus and your reflection begins to look like someone you do not yet know. That stranger is the version of you who already owns what you want. Keep speaking until you become him or her in the mirror. Most people quit when their reflection starts crying. Push past the tears. Tears are just the old self drowning. Money is a submissive energy. Money does not wish to be respected. It wishes to be commanded. Speak to it the way a general speaks to a private. Never whine for money. Never visualize piles of money, that is beggar consciousness. Visualize the world reorganizing itself to place money in your hands because it has no choice. Feel the contempt of someone who is amused that reality thinks it can withhold anything from you. Contempt is a high-octane frequency. Use it. The death of sympathy. Sympathy is psychic suicide. When you feel sorry for someone, you lock them and yourself into the reality where pity is justified. The masters feel zero sympathy, only cold recognition of the frequency another person has chosen. If they broadcast victimhood, let them have it in full. Your job is not to save anyone. Your job is to become so magnetically powerful that those who match your frequency are pulled into your orbit, and those who don't are flung away like dead leaves. Sexual magnetism as proof. If you cannot make someone across the room feel you before you speak, you have not mastered the frequency. Sexual energy is the fastest litmus test. When you walk into a room in full ownership, certain people will feel an almost violent pull and others will experience dread. Both reactions are proof the broadcast is working. The final secret. There is no universe out there conspiring for you. There is only you broadcasting on a frequency so pure that the hallucination called external reality has to catch up or shatter. Most of what you call the world is a group trance held together by mutual agreement of the frightened. Withdraw your agreement. Hold the frequency that cannot be argued with. Everything else is housekeeping. You were never here to manifest a nicer car. You were here to remember that you are the one deciding what this dream called reality is allowed to be. And now you remember. That is the entire secret 6th chapter as it was allegedly taught in the closed-door masterminds Rhonda Byrne gave between 2007 and 2011 before disappearing from public life almost entirely. Use it carefully. Most people who touch this frequency either transcend or combust. There is no middle path left once you truly understand. The Secret Book, Chapter 7 Summary. Book by Rhonda Byrne. Original title, The Secret. Chapter 7 is titled The Secret to You, and it shifts the focus from external manifestation, money, relationships, health, to the most important subject of all, yourself. Rhonda Byrne emphasizes that everything in your life is a reflection of who you are being on the inside. If you want to change your outer world permanently, you must first change the relationship you have with yourself. Here are the key teachings and concepts of Chapter 7. When you are the masterpiece of your own life. You are not just a small part of the universe, you are the universe expressing itself through one unique point of consciousness. Everything that has ever existed or will exist is already within you. You contain the creative power of the entire universe. Quote, you are the masterpiece of your own life. You are the Michelangelo of your own life. The David you are sculpting is you. 2. The power of self-love, the most important love of all. The single most powerful thing you can do to transform your life is to fall in love with yourself exactly as you are right now. When you criticize or hate any part of yourself, you are using the law of attraction against yourself. You attract more reasons to feel unworthy. Loving yourself is not ego or arrogance, it is the foundation of all other love and abundance. Practical step: look in the mirror every day and say, I love you to yourself even if it feels awkward at first, mean it more each time. 3. Your feelings are your greatest guidance system. Your emotions are constant feedback about your vibrational point of attraction. Positive emotions equals you are in alignment with your higher self and attracting good things. Negative emotions equals you are out of alignment and attracting more of what you don't want. Never ignore or suppress negative emotion, acknowledge it, then deliberately pivot toward a better feeling thought. Quote, your feelings are your greatest GPS system. For you cannot give what you do not have inside. You can only give to others what you first give to yourself. If you want love from others, right arrow, give love to yourself first. If you want appreciation, right arrow, appreciate yourself first. If you want wealth, right arrow, feel wealthy and worthy inside first. Trying to get love, approval, or validation from outside sources without having it inside is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. 5. The mirror technique. The world is your reflection. The people around you are mirrors reflecting back aspects of what you believe about yourself, often unconsciously. If people treat you badly, right arrow, somewhere inside you believe you deserve it. If people praise and support you, right arrow, you believe you are worthy of it. To change how others treat you, change the beliefs and feelings you hold about yourself. 6. Releasing resistance about yourself. Most resistance comes from old stories: I'm not good enough, I'm too old, young, I've made too many mistakes, etc. Forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness, dissolves resistance instantly. You do not have to fix the past, you only have to release your negative emotional attachment to it. 7. The ultimate secret: you are God in human form. This is the deepest teaching of the chapter, presented gently so as not to offend religious readers. You are not separate from the divine source God, you are an extension of it having a human experience. When you realize I and the Father are one, you stop asking for things as a beggar and start creating as a master. Quote, you are a creator, and there is nothing more important for you to know than that you are the creator of your own reality. 8. Daily practices recommended in Chapter 7. Mirror work: look into your eyes daily and say, I love you, everything is always working out for me. Gratitude list about yourself, write 10 things you love or appreciate about who you are. Affirm, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Catch and replace self-criticism the moment it arises. Visualize yourself as the highest version of you, feel it real. Core message of Chapter 7. Until you love, accept, and believe in yourself completely, the law of attraction cannot deliver the full magnitude of what you are asking for. The relationship you have with yourself sets the ceiling for every other relationship and every manifestation in your life. When you become your own source of love, approval, and worthiness, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back in the form of miraculous people, opportunities, and circumstances. In short, love yourself first and everything else falls into place. Word count 842. Summary of Chapter 8, The Secret to Money from The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. In Chapter 8 of The Secret, titled The Secret to Money, Rhonda Byrne shifts the focus from the broader principles of the law of attraction explored in earlier chapters to its practical application in attracting financial abundance. This chapter builds on the foundational idea that thoughts are magnetic, drawing in experiences that match their vibrational frequency, and applies it specifically to wealth. Byrne asserts that money is not scarce or difficult to obtain, rather, it flows effortlessly to those who align their mindset with prosperity. The chapter is a motivational blueprint for reprogramming limiting beliefs about finances, emphasizing gratitude, visualization, and detachment as keys to unlocking unlimited wealth. Through quotes from experts like Bob Proctor, John Assaraf, and Michael Beckwith, Byrne demystifies money as neutral energy that responds to positive expectation, much like gravity responds to mass. Byrne opens by dismantling the myth of money's elusiveness. She explains that societal conditioning often instills scarcity mindsets, phrases like money doesn't grow on trees or rich people are greedy, which act as invisible barriers. These thoughts, repeated over time, create a vibrational match for lack, perpetuating financial struggles. In contrast, the law of attraction teaches that abundance is our natural state. Prosperity is your birthright, Byrne declares, echoing ancient wisdom from figures like Plato and Shakespeare who viewed wealth as a byproduct of harmonious thought. The chapter's core message is simple yet transformative. To attract money, think and feel as if you already have it. This isn't mere wishful thinking but a deliberate shift in inner dialogue and emotion, signaling the universe to deliver corresponding opportunities. A pivotal section introduces the power of gratitude in magnetizing money. Byrne illustrates this with a story from Bob Proctor, a renowned success coach featured throughout the book. Proctor recounts how, during a lean period in his career, he began writing gratitude lists for the money he did have, starting with small amounts like the change in his pocket. Within weeks, unexpected checks arrived in the mail and his income doubled. Gratitude, Bayan explains, raises your vibration to the frequency of abundance, creating a feedback loop where more to be grateful for appears. She advises readers to cultivate this habit daily. Upon waking, mentally thank the universe for the wealth flowing into your life as if it's already yours. This practice isn't about denying current realities but transcending them through appreciation, which dissolves resistance and opens channels for prosperity. Visualization emerges as another cornerstone of the chapter. Bayan describes it as seeing money in vivid detail, imagining the feel of crisp bills in your hands, the sound of a bank balance increasing, or the joy of writing a generous check to charity. She shares an anecdote from John Assaraf, a neuroscientist and entrepreneur, who visualized his dream home obsessively during his early struggles. Years later, he stumbled upon that exact house in a magazine, leading to its purchase. The technique works because the brain cannot distinguish between real and imagined experiences. Repeated mental rehearsals wire neural pathways for success, making abundance feel inevitable. Bayan recommends setting aside quiet time each day for this exercise, using all senses to immerse yourself fully. For added potency, she suggests creating a treasure map, a vision board collaged with images of luxury cars, dream vacations, or fat bank statements placed where it's seen often, reinforcing the subconscious imprint. Detachment, or letting go, is the subtle yet essential element Bayan highlights next. Clinging to outcomes, obsessing over when or how money will arrive, creates tension that repels it. Instead, trust the universe's timing, knowing your order has been placed. This aligns with the ask, believe, receive process from prior chapters. After asking clearly, e.g., I am a money magnet attracting $10,000 effortlessly, believe it's done and release it without doubt. Michael Beckwith, a spiritual teacher, contributes a powerful quote: "The universe will correspond to the nature of your song. If your inner song is one of worry, it harmonizes with lack. If it's one of faith, it attracts plenty." Bayan warns against reverse gratitude, where focusing on debts amplifies them. Shift instead to affirming payments flowing in easily. Practical techniques abound in this chapter, making it one of the most actionable in the book. Bayan introduces the bank deposit method. Write yourself checks from the universe for specific amounts, dated for future receipt, and carry them as reminders of impending windfalls. She also advocates scripting, journaling in the present tense about your wealthy life, such as "I love waking up to my investment portfolio's gains," or "My business is booming with effortless clients." These acts impress the subconscious, aligning actions with intentions. For immediate shifts, she suggests a money jar. Fill a container with notes of grateful intentions like "Thank you for the surprise bonus," and add to it as manifestations occur, building momentum. Bayan addresses common blocks head-on, such as guilt over desiring wealth. It's okay to want money, she reassures, countering puritanical views that equate riches with sin. True abundance allows giving freely, paying it forward multiplies returns, as the law of attraction favors circulation over hoarding. She cites historical examples like Andrew Carnegie, whose visualization of libraries led to funding thousands worldwide. Environment plays a role too. Surround yourself with symbols of prosperity, e.g., prosperity plants or affluent decor, to subtly reprogram your energy field. The chapter weaves in scientific nods for credibility. Drawing from quantum physics, Bayan notes that thoughts influence subatomic particles, collapsing possibilities into reality, much like how observation affects electron behavior in experiments. This isn't pseudoscience to her, it's empirical validation that focused intention shapes matter, including monetary forms. As the chapter progresses, Bayan expands on long-term wealth building. Invest in knowledge, she advises, quoting Warren Buffett. Study finances like a pro athlete studies plays, but pair it with positive emotion. Approach learning with excitement, not fear of loss. Relationships amplify this. Network with prosperous people as their vibration rubs off, creating collective attraction. A heartfelt story from contributor James Ray underscores resilience. Ray, once bankrupt, used daily affirmations, "Money flows to me in avalanches of abundance," to rebuild a multi-million-dollar empire. His turnaround? Consistent feeling of the end result, even amid eviction notices. Bayan emphasizes that persistence trumps intensity. Small, daily alignments yield exponential results. Tying back to the book's theme, money isn't the goal, it's a tool for freedom and joy. Attracting it unlocks time for passions, loved ones, and service. Bayan closes with an empowering challenge. For the next 7 days, monitor every money-related thought, flipping negatives to positives. Track manifestations in a journal to witness the secret in action. In essence, Chapter 8 transforms money from foe to friend, revealing it as abundant energy awaiting your summons. Bayan's message is liberating. Wealth isn't luck or privilege, it's a deliberate creation of thought and feeling. Readers emerge equipped not just to want more but to be more vibrant magnets for the riches that match their inner glow. This chapter alone has inspired countless to rewrite their financial scripts, proving that the secret to money is no secret at all, it's you. Chapter 9 of The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, full detailed summary. Title of the chapter, The Secret to You. This is a complete, detailed yet easy-to-read summary of the entire 9th chapter, written in the same spirit and tone as the original book, staying faithful to its content, quotes, and structure. Opening message. The chapter begins with one of the most powerful statements in the entire book. There is no spoon. Referring to the famous scene in The Matrix where the boy tells Neo that the spoon doesn't exist, it is the mind that bends. Rhonda Byrne uses this to set the tone. Everything you see, touch, and experience is not solid reality, it is a reflection of the energy and thoughts you are broadcasting. When you are energy, the greatest secret. Byrne explains that the real you is not your body, name, job, or bank account. The real you is pure consciousness, pure energy, an eternal being that existed before your body and will continue after it. Key quotes from the chapter. You are energy, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy just changes form. And that means you, the true essence of you, the pure energy of you, has always been and always will be. You can never not be. She brings in simple quantum physics. Scientists have proven that at the smallest level, everything is vibrating energy. A table, a car, your hand, everything is 99.9999% empty space filled with energy moving at different frequencies. Your thoughts are also energy, moving at an even higher frequency, and therefore they have the power to influence all other energy. 2. You are the creator of your life. Byrne declares, you are the most powerful magnet in the universe. You contain a magnetic power far greater than anything in the world, and this magnetic power is emitting from your thoughts and feelings every single moment. Everything that has ever happened in your life, good and bad, has been attracted by you. There are no exceptions. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the designer. She stresses that most people give their power away by blaming others, the economy, their childhood, their boss, etc. The moment you take 100% responsibility, you reclaim your power. 3. The universe is a giant catalog. A beautiful analogy used in this chapter. The universe works exactly like a catalog company. You look through the catalog, your imagination, you place your order, your dominant thoughts plus feelings, and the universe delivers exactly what you ordered, no judgment, no questions asked. You do not have to ask over and over again, just ask once. It is exactly like placing an order from a catalog. The only delay is the time it takes for you to fully believe and feel that it is already yours. 4. Your feelings are your greatest tool. Feelings are introduced as the secret ingredient. Thoughts alone are not enough, you must feel as if your desire is already fulfilled. Whatever you are feeling is a perfect reflection of what is in the process of becoming. If you feel lack, right arrow, you attract more lack. If you feel abundant, right arrow, you attract abundance. If you feel grateful, right arrow, you attract more things to be grateful for. Byrne encourages readers to use the emotional guidance system. Whenever you feel negative emotion, it is a signal that you are thinking thoughts that are out of alignment with what you want. 5. You are unlimited. One of the most uplifting sections of the chapter. There is no limit to what you can be, do, or have. The only limits are the ones you place on yourself through your beliefs. You were born to add something, to add value to this world, to simply be something greater and better than you were yesterday. She quotes great masters and teachers throughout history who all said the same thing. You are God in human form. You are the divine. The kingdom of heaven is within you. 6. Practical steps given in the chapter. Byrne ends the chapter with clear, actionable advice. Decide what you want, be crystal clear. Believe you can have it, believe it is already yours. Feel the feelings of already having it now. Release it to the universe, trust and let go. Be grateful as if you have already received it. Take inspired action when opportunities appear. She also recommends a daily practice. Every morning, look in the mirror and say, I am whole and complete, I am powerful, I am loved, I am financially secure, I am free to be everything I want to be. Closing words of the chapter. The final pages are pure inspiration. The earth turns on its orbit for you. The oceans ebb and flow for you. The birds sing for you. The sun rises and it sets for you. The stars come out for you. Every beautiful thing you see, every wondrous thing you experience is all there for you. Take a look around, none of it can exist without you. No matter who you thought you were, now you know the truth of who you really are. You are the master of the universe. You are the heir to the kingdom. You are the perfection of life. And now you know the secret. The chapter ends with the simple, powerful line. May the joy be with you. This 9th chapter is widely regarded by readers as the emotional and spiritual climax of the entire book. It moves the teachings from how to get a new car or more money to the ultimate realization: you are infinite, divine, and the creator of everything in your reality. The Secret Chapter 10 Summary: The Secret to Life Sparkles. Chapter 10 explains that life is meant to be easy when you understand how to use your feelings as a guide. The main message is: backhand index pointing right, your feelings create your frequency, and your frequency attracts your life. 1 feelings equals your guidance system. When you feel good, you are aligned with your desires. When you feel bad, you are attracting the opposite of what you want. So your emotions are signals that tell you whether you are moving toward or away from your dreams. 2. Choose feelings first. The chapter teaches that instead of waiting for good things to make you feel good, backhand index pointing right, feel good first, and then good things will come. You don't need to know how things will happen. Just focus on joy, gratitude, and love, and the universe adjusts everything for you. 3. Life should flow, not struggle. Rhonda Byrne says that we struggle because we think we must control everything. But when we let go, trust the universe, and stay positive, life becomes smooth, easy, and beautiful. 4. Appreciation and gratitude multiply everything. Being thankful is one of the fastest ways to change your frequency. More gratitude equals more abundance, better health, better relationships. 5. Your job is simple. You only need to do 2 things. 1. Feel good. 2. Think about what you want, not what you don't want. The universe handles the rest. Direct hit final message of Chapter 10. The secret to life is to choose good feelings. If you focus on positive emotions, the universe brings you everything you truly desire.